You boot up a new video game, hit the character progression screen, and suddenly you are staring at a massive, incomprehensible skill tree. It is a chaotic web of paths, and you have no idea where to start. That same feeling of being overwhelmed hits most people the first time they look at this diagram, a traditional Qi Men Dun Jia chart. These dense layers of unfamiliar terms, traditional symbols, and overlapping grids create a visual wall. To a beginner, it looks impenetrable. Looking at that wall, it is easy to assume you need a genius-level intellect or a degree in ancient mathematics just to make sense of it. But think about how you actually play a game. You do not need to memorize level 100 strategies before you start the tutorial. You can begin making clearer decisions with Qi Men Dun Jia today without mastering the entire board. The biggest mistake beginners make is trying to swallow heavy, dense theory before they make a single practical choice in the real world. We can actually strip this entire system down to just two foundational mechanics. Looking at this simplified diagram, we see the first mechanic, timing. This is simply identifying a favorable moment to act versus when to wait. Right next to it is positioning. This tells you how to approach a situation and where to focus your effort. By focusing on timing and positioning, you can use the system's core insights while you are still learning how the rest of the chart functions. It is like learning basic game controls. You figure out how to move your character and jump before you try to memorize a complicated multi-button combo. Prioritizing these simple, practical steps transforms Qi Men Dun Jia from a difficult test into a usable tool for your daily life. There is another major hurdle that scares people off, the assumption that you have to perform complex manual calculations for every single decision you make. The system is an interpretation tool. Once generated, your focus stays on the conditions of the situation, not the math. Apply these basics to small, low-stakes decisions. Decide when to send an email or position yourself in a meeting. As you repeat these basic interpretations over time, you will notice patterns snapping into place, making your decision-making clearer and much more structured. There is no penalty for taking it slow. As you gain practical experience, the deeper knowledge naturally accumulates in the background. Eventually, evaluating situations through this framework becomes a natural extension of your thought process, much like muscle memory. The complexity of the system is something you grow into over time. It isn't a barrier you have to break through on day one. Qi Men Dun Jia is an accessible framework for anyone willing to put in a little consistent practice. Shifting from a passive mindset to an active strategy gives you a structured way to handle uncertainty and decide your next move. Author Patrick Xia serves as a guide for this approach, focusing on stripping away the confusing mysticism to teach these practical, step-by-step methods. His methodology prioritizes actionable, daily decisions over historical theory, keeping you focused on execution. To begin your own tutorial level in strategic decision-making, visit patrickxia.com. Life and its uncertainties are complicated enough. The tools you use to navigate them should stay simple and effective.